this is the last question that I'm going to answer. Would you do it again? Whew. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Dimitri here with EXP. And today we are going to be going over whether you should become a real estate agent or not. This is hands down the most frequently asked question that I get in my Instagram DMs. I get it at least 2 or 3 times a week. And this is going to be a little bit more of a casual video than some of my other ones, okay? I literally just wrote down a list of the most frequently asked questions that I get. So after I go over, should you become a real estate agent, I'm going to cover some Q&A as well. So let's get right into it, okay? Should you become a real estate agent? Statistically speaking, absolutely not. I think the statistic is 80% of real estate agents drop out within the first 2 years, okay? And I think a big reason for that is people are going in with the wrong expectations, okay? Even, myself, everybody, we watch TV, we watch HGTV, $1 Million Listing, or we're on Instagram and we see these realtors. And I think the top agents, they just make it look so easy, so glamorous, right? They're showing up in the suits and they got the cars and they're selling the $1 million properties and cashing huge checks. And, you got to remember that you're only seeing what they're letting you see, right? What they want you to see. The reality is there's so much hard work that goes behind the scenes that people don't know about, and how many years it's taken people to get to the level where they are living that type of lifestyle. So I think for a lot of people, they're going in with the wrong expectations, which is why there's such a large failure rate. So with that being said, I've written down a list of about 5 things that will determine on whether real estate is the right career path for you. And we're going to start off with my favorite one because I get this all the time. If the reason why you're getting into real estate starts with, I want to pick my own hours, you should definitely not get your license, okay? There's this misconception that, real estate agents, they're on the golf course all the time. They're going on vacations whenever they want. And that may be true to an extent because, we don't have a boss. We are our own boss. But remember that can be a blessing and that can also be a curse, especially if you're coming from a conventional, work world where you check in at 9 and you check out at 5. You have a boss creating that structure for you. As a real estate agent, you're self-employed and you need to create that structure for you. So, right now, if I didn't want to, do my job and follow up with leads and work with clients, I could go golfing for 7 days straight and absolutely nobody is going to stop me, but I'm also going to not make any money and fall into that, 80% that drops out of the business. Okay, next one here. You should not get your license if you don't have any money. Okay, this is an expensive game to play. And what I mean here is if you don't have anything saved or you would not be able to make it, make your payments, pay your rent, if you didn't get paid within the next, say, 6 months, I would say save up money and then consider getting your license at another time, because I would say 6 months is like a typical, very fast window on when you're going to actually get compensated. Okay. A basic timeline of what this looks like is like, let's say you get your license, now you're licensed. Now you're maybe starting conversations with people looking for business. It may take you 3 months to get the business. And then let's say you get the business. Now you got to go find them a house, which takes you a month. And then you got to close on the house, which takes 2 months. And that puts us at 6 months before you actually get paid. So understanding that there is an upfront investment in getting into this industry. If you are in a situation where you need that paycheck, I do think that there is some good in having your feet to the fire and your back against the wall, because it will motivate you to go out there, talk to people, get rejected, go through the motions, which will make you a better agent. But I would not recommend anybody getting into this when they're strapped for cash going in. You're just setting yourself up for an absolute disaster, and you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you are in a really bad spot. Okay, next. So this one is going to take you being really honest with yourself. Okay, you really need to be honest with yourself and reflect here. Take a look back at all the other things that you've done in your life thus far, and have you quit things? Because if you are a quitter, I promise you, you are going to quit this. If you're one of those people who just knocks everything out of the park, everything you touch, you're successful with, you're good at, that type of thing, then real estate is probably for you. But if you're the type of person who picks up things, you'll do it for a year, you'll do it for 2 years, and then it kind of flutters out and you get distracted by the next new thing and then you go that route. Don't even bother getting into real estate. Honestly, it's too expensive. It's going to take up too much of your time. And if you already have that quitting mentality or you've let yourself down enough times, you're going to get too beat up here to push through what it takes to actually make it in this industry. I will say that, even for me, it took me 2 or 3 years of getting beat up every day before I started making substantial money in this business. And there were so many days where I wanted to quit. There was so many days where I literally remember looking up on like Indeed and jobs.ca or whatever, looking for, business opportunities in my old field because I was just ready to quit. And I am, I like to think of myself as one of those people who kind of like, for lack of better terms, knocks everything out of the park. Everything I've done, I've been fairly successful with. And I'm not saying that to brag. I just feel like, I'm one of those people, and I'm not joking. This job got me down so bad some days, especially early on. And I think you need to kind of mentally prepare yourself for that. And if you have a track record of starting things and not finishing them, I'm telling you, don't even bother. It costs too much to get your license, and it's just not going to be worth it. Okay, next one. You should not get your license if you are not driven, okay? And I got a really easy way of telling whether you're driven or not, okay? Put yourself in this situation, and everybody's been in this situation. Your boss just offers you some extra hours on the weekend. Do you take it or do you not? Are you one of those people who are like, oh, overtime, I'd love to work overtime, but this weekend, I had this thing and I kind of just wanted to hang out with my friends and I was really looking forward to it and the weather's supposed to be nice, so I'll just pass? Or are you the person who's like just drops everything and says yes? Because I find that there's not really that much in between. You're either one or the other. You're either the person who says no thank you, or you're the person who's like, yeah, I don't care what I'll do, I'll cancel it and I'll just work more, okay? So if you're one of the people who works more and wants the extra hours, real estate will likely be a really good career path for you. If you're the latter, then I wouldn't even bother. It's probably not for you. Okay, the next question is really good. And this is probably the second most frequently asked question that I get. So if this applies to you, listen up. And this question always comes from someone, hey, I'm fresh out of high school. I don't know what I want to do yet, but I really do like the idea of becoming a real estate agent. Should I get my license? Okay. Now, I don't want to be a, negative person or talk like, real estate's impossible. There's so many people who are making money at this and it's not impossible, but I also want to set people up for success. And I think telling everybody to get their real estate license when we know that there's an 80% failure rate in the first 2 years is not setting people up for success. So to anyone who's, fresh out of high school or, fairly young who wants to get in the industry, here's what I would suggest. Okay. Obviously, your mind's in the right place. You like, something about real estate, whether it's, the fact that you got to be your own boss, a business owner, the lifestyle you can create. Why not, start with something that's in the same line as that, but that's just maybe not as intense and as expensive as real estate. For instance, real estate is a sales position. You're going to be talking to a lot of people. Why not get a job, selling something, whether it's, being an ICA for, over the phone sales, whether you're selling Rogers internet or something, or, I always see this home security people door knocking. They're always like younger people, right? That's going to get you in front of people. It's going to get you, memorizing scripts, getting rejected, dealing with all the things that you're going to deal with as a real estate agent, but just on a smaller scale. So then at that point, you can make a decision. Hey, this is something that I'm good at and that I want to do. Or maybe, wow, I don't ever want to knock on someone's door and get a door slammed in my face ever again. But it will also give you that positive gratification when you do close a deal. When you do sell an alarm system, you get that commission and you start to understand that this is not a typical job where I show up and trade hours for dollars. If I can go and get results, I get paid more and I can dictate my own income. So if that's something that you want, I would say go find it on a smaller scale, test it, and then take it to real estate later. And then this is the last question that I'm going to answer. Would you do it again? Whew. I mean, knowing now what I know and being on the other side, I would say, yeah, of course I would do it again. This industry has changed my life. I make so much more money than I used to make at my old job, but when you're in the trenches and like when I was building that in those first 2-3 years, man, there were some days where I really questioned what I was doing. It was really hard. And I'm just opening up and being honest. It was really, really hard. And if you were to ask me then, I definitely probably would have said no. So just understand, if you are going to get your license and you want to take this seriously, you want to get to a high level, just understand that it will test you. You're going to have to go through and eat a lot of crap before you get to the other side. But I will say, now, and I'm constantly, trying to improve. I'm constantly working on making my business better, doing more sales, and still pushing myself to the point where I'm extremely uncomfortable every day. But I think now, just having done it for so many years, I'm almost more used to just pushing myself to that limit and understanding what this career is all about, where when you're getting into it, it is tough. And I think you need to be mentally prepared for it. So would I do it again? Abso-freaking-lutely. But there was some bumps in the road. So guys, I hope that was an informative video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, let me know your comments down below. Always curious. And hey, if you are thinking about getting your license, take yourself through that list that I just said at the start. If you fit the criteria and you think that this is a good career path and you want someone to chat with, you can hit me up on Instagram. And if you want to find out what our team is doing at the Wolfpack, you can actually book a call down below and inquire there. So guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.